So in June, Charlotte County sellers got 93.6 of their original asking price. So that's probably the highest we've seen in probably 2 years. About a year ago, buyers had a little bit more leverage than that, but that is all starting to shift and change. And here's what that means for you. So this is your June 2026 market update for Charlotte County. And the numbers show the market just got tighter than it was the last time this year. But if you are planning to make a move from New York, New Jersey, or Illinois, I will tell you why that matters to you. My name is Eugene Fulton Jr. I help buyers relocate to Charlotte and Sarasota counties. So inventory dropped about 31% year over year. Homes are starting to sell faster and sellers are getting close to the full price offer. So today we're going to cover the numbers, what they actually mean for buyers, and what I'd be watching for if I were you. So if you appreciate me making this type of content, let me know by gently hitting that like button. Now let's jump into the numbers. So let's start off with supply and demand, right? So in June, 530 new listings hit the market, which is about down from about 4.5% from this time last year. So what you have is fewer sellers are putting homes up on the market right now. And at the same time, total active inventory sits at around just above 2,400 homes. So that's down from 31% from last year when there were over 3,500 homes to choose from. But the number that probably matters the most for you, or most of you guys coming from out of state, is the months of supply. That's how long it would take to sell through everything on the market at its current pace if nothing new came onto the market. So right now you're looking at just over 5 months of inventory, which is down from about just over 8 months of inventory a year ago. So anything around 5.5 months or 5.5 months is considered a very balanced market where it's not tilted towards the buyers or the sellers. So we're just under that line now. So you probably know what that means. We're shifting towards the seller's market era. Now let's get into pricing. The median sales price in June was $360,000, which is up 7.5% from a year ago. And the median price just means that half the homes sold above that number and half sold it below. Usually the more reliable one to watch. But the one I pay attention to most is the list to sales ratio. That's the percentage of the original asking price the sellers actually got. So in June, that was 93.6%, which is up from 89.5% just over a year ago. So that is a pretty huge jump and a good indicator that sellers are starting to negotiate less than they were a year ago. And buyers have less room to lowball on an offer and expect it to land. So if we're talking price range, you would probably say that $300,000 to $500,000 is the bracket that saw the strongest growth in closed sales. So that is the sweet spot for a lot of relocation buyers right now. Now speed tells the same story, right? So the median time to contract, which is how long the home sits before a buyer signs on it, dropped to 65 days, which was just 76 days a year ago. And the median time to sell, which means that's from the time the house is listed to the time it closes, came in at 104 days, which is down 12%. New pending sales are up 12.6% year over year, and closed sales are up just over 9%. So the homes are moving a lot faster, and more of them are getting under contract than they were last summer. So if you are planning to move out here from New York, New Jersey, or Illinois, here's what that means for you watching. So last year, out-of-state buyers, which is you had more listings to pick from and more room to negotiate. That gap is quickly starting to close, but it's not all the way gone. We're coming in at just over 5 months of supply. It's still close to a balanced market. So sellers aren't in total control the way they were back in 2021 or 2022. But if the plan was for you to wait for prices to soften or for inventory to hit the market, the June numbers don't support that happening anytime soon. The homes are selling faster and closer to full price than they were a year ago. So my advice to you would be to get clear on your target area, where you want to be at, and get locked in on your financing. Even if you're still a few months out from moving, that way when the right home comes up, whether that be in Port Charlotte, Venice, or Northport area, you're not scrambling to catch up to a market that's already moving fast. So this isn't really about rushing into a decision. You just want to make sure you're not caught flat-footed when you do find a home you like. So that is the June snapshot for Charlotte County. If you are relocating from New York, New Jersey, or Illinois, and you want to know what these numbers mean for the specific area that you're considering, please reach out. We work with buyers every day, and I can walk you through what's happening right now in the Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda, or Venice area. There is a relocation guide and a link to book a call with me in the description. Please subscribe if you want more monthly market updates as soon as they drop. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.